What's going on, guys? It's Mr. Affleck9916. Happy Sunday! And welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2 Hard Economy Mod episode 27? 28. I think 28 is where we are at. Today, we're going to be going from Kosice, Slovakia to Ostrava, which is in the Czech Republic. So I think we've never been to the Czech Republic because we drove through Prague, but I don't think we made a delivery. So this will be our first delivery into the Czech Republic as we continue to explore the Going East expansion pack, which has been wonderful so far. Let's go ahead, get started up, and head on out. In today's episode, guys, we are going to finish the 50 questions that I started from a few episodes ago. It's Thursday night as I record this. I'm doing it ahead of time because this weekend I'm going to State College to visit my sister, as I probably mentioned in the last episode. So I obviously won't be able to record then, so I'm getting 2 episodes done ahead of time. And we're just doing this delivery in this episode and then picking our next one, so it may be a little bit shorter than normal. But obviously I don't think that's too big of an issue. We have 1:31 till we gotta rest. So is there a rest stop outside of town? Yeah. We can just rest at that gas station there, which will be just perfect, because I need to make sure I don't get any penalties for not sleeping, which would be obviously very bad. You know, one thing I forgot to do at the end of the last episode was, Wednesday at 16:38, I had $107,062, which you may have seen in the last episode. I started logging how much money I have every time there's a transaction, and what the transaction is going to be and all that stuff too. So that's kind of important, I think, for the series. Alright, straight through this green light here. I'm getting distracted by my phone because I just won a $1,000 gift card to Walmart, apparently, according to the link that I had open. So let's go ahead and reload it and then screenshot it so the same thing doesn't happen again. I think, yeah, the last question we did was 25, which I think was, is your father bald? Which is kind of a weird question. But we will begin these in just a minute as soon as I get out of the city here. See, this is what, I talked in the last episode that what I thought Slovakia was going to be like. That's what I thought it was going to be like, more of the Stalinist architecture type, which is kind of bleh because it's just too uniform, The Soviets were not the best at, creating quaint, charming little cities. Stop here. Alright, we gotta wait for these guys. Then there's gonna be people on the right. I know I gotta rest, but we'll easily make it. So if he could stop yawning, that would be really nice. Alright, we're clear on the left. There's a truck coming, but we'll beat him. There's a guy there. There's another car there. Come on, somebody stop. Somebody stop. I'm in the middle of the highway here. What are you doing? Oh, are you trying to turn left? Yeah, what am I getting myself into? Should have waited till both sides were clear, but I am impatient. So, whoa, cut that a little close with that right lane there. Alright, you know what? Nope, we're going to stay to left here. Not going to have the mistake that happened in the last episode. Let him pass, then get over. We're a truck, there's no need to rush. I should have just slowed down right there, or I should have just handled that intersection differently until I could see both sides. In the U.S., that we have a couple intersections like that here in Ohio, and the thing that's actually better about them is that there's a little area in between the lanes where you can stop if you're going to make that left turn rather than all being compact. I don't see the reason that they can't have that here. I really don't know why it's the way it is. It's kind of annoying. In fact, it's very annoying. So I don't really know what the deal is with that, but I guess it is what it is. Alright, up to speed here, up to 90. It should be just around this bend, our petrol station. So I will rest, and then we will do the rest of the 25 questions, which unfortunately I think we're going to have to do it at nighttime a little bit, unless we do a double rest. When's it due? Thursday at 1:17. So it depends on what time we wake up from this rest, because I think the rests are all like 8 hours long. Start slowing it down here, use that engine retarder that I haven't been using enough recently. Alright, we pull into here, slow it way down. Let's drive a little safely here. How am I supposed to rest? This is just a crappy little area. I guess I gotta just make do with it. It'll work. Park and brake on, engine off, and rest. Alright, it was 1700 and it went to 2. 89, 2. That was like 8 hours. If we did 8 more hours, we would have, yeah, we'd only have 3 hours to do it, so we'd be late. So it's gonna be a little bit of a nighttime drive today, folks. Let's turn our lights on and head on out of here. And it looks like, oh, this is just right onto the main highway. Okay. No one's coming, so we're good to go. So we get some proper nighttime driving in this episode, which is something that I have not done in a long time, to be honest. Kind of nice to do it again a little bit, especially because it is dark out in real life, and there's nothing better than playing a video game at night when it's actually nighttime outside. And then you just really have that feeling like it is really dark, because if you do it when it's daytime in real life, you got that light coming in from out the window, and it's just a lot less pleasant. So we don't have a ton of time to do these 25 questions, because we're only doing one delivery in today's episode. So let's go ahead and get into them. Question number 26. Do you know triplets? No, I do not. I've never met a pair of triplets. I think I've seen someone, I might have seen one on Instagram once, that someone was one of them I knew, but I don't think so. I know plenty of twins. I have a lot of friends that are twins, but do not know any triplets. Number 27, do you prefer Titanic or The Notebook? I've never seen all of either. I've seen part of Titanic. I guess what the question really is getting at, the spirit of the question is, are you a fan of romantic comedies or action or drama movies, should I say? Although I guess Titanic is kind of a romantic movie as well. But it's more drama focused, I guess. I don't know, I haven't seen both of all the movies, so I really can't answer that question, because I don't know enough to say. In terms of what kinds of movies I really like science fiction when it's not tacky. A lot of science fiction is just the same thing over and over. Sometimes, but I wouldn't say science fiction is, necessarily my favorite. I like movies mostly that are based off true stories. Any movie that's based off something that happened in real life is my favorite kind of movie. That's number 1. Behind that, I mean, it really just depends. I like comedies, but it depends on what mood I'm in, In terms of more serious stuff, I like movies that get to the deeper questions in life, the more existential questions, which is obviously where science fiction comes in a lot. But I wouldn't really call myself a science fiction nerd. I mean, I'm not really into Star Wars or Star Trek or anything like that. I would say I like science fiction when it's done right, which is, not super often, I guess. We gotta get over here. There's no one, so let's go ahead and do it now. Wow, this is a mess. They got the tunnel shut down. Nice random event though, SCS Software. Well done. I can say that I did not expect this. Did not expect this at all. Alrighty. Back up to 80 here. Question number 28. Have you ever had Indian food? Yes, I love Indian food. I love spicy food, and I love Asian food. You put those together, you get Indian food. Perfect. What's the name? Question number 29. What's the name of your favorite restaurant? Oof. I don't think I can answer that because I don't really have a specific favorite restaurant. The meals that I've had the best meal I would say I ever had was at a place called Alla Familia in Pittsburgh. It's an Italian restaurant. Italian's not my favorite kind of food, but this was hands down the best meal I've ever had. Veal Parmesan, size spaghetti noodles. Well, it wasn't spaghetti, it was some sort of pasta. But, just a fantastic meal. The service was amazing. The quality was unbelievable. And that was easily the best. Oh my goodness, the other tunnel, where's it even come out? If there's 2 tunnels, where's the other one? They must be building a new one. Bizarre, or does it come out further down? What is this? This is very weird. It looks like, yeah, that they must be building a new tunnel or something. That is absolutely bizarre. I've never seen anything like that. Or they're just constructing it and they come out at very different places in the mountain. You'd think they both come in and come out of the same spot, but I suppose not. Is there another tunnel down there? Yeah, it doesn't look like it. They must be building a second one or something. I don't know. That is really weird. Really weird. But anyway, that's the best meal I've ever had. There's also a place called Jimmy Wan's in Pittsburgh that it's actually one in the suburb I'm from that has really good Japanese food. Or it's not Japanese, it's Taiwanese or something like that, but it's really good. Here in Athens, I really like this place called Casa Nueva. It's a Mexican restaurant that's fantastic. Other than that, I'm not really, as I said, I don't really have a specific favorite restaurant. Look at these mountains. Oh my goodness gracious, they're humongous. I wish it was not so dark out so I could see them. These are big, like, Alps mountains, pretty much. Wow. That is just beautiful, and the sun is starting to come up just a little bit, so I can see the outline of them, but I can't really see them very well. Alright, don't have a favorite restaurant. Question 30, have you ever been to Olive Garden? Yes, and I hate it. It's disgusting, and it's not even food. Question number 31, do you belong to any warehouse stores? Costco, BJ's, etc. I never heard of BJ's, so I don't know what that is, but my parents have a membership to Costco, and I have been there a bunch of times. I love Costco. You can buy in bulk, saves you money. Costco's great. Question number 32, what would your parents have named you if you were the opposite gender? Probably Janelle, because that's what they named my sister, and she is the opposite gender. So I would assume if I was the opposite gender, that would have been my name, because I'm the oldest, and who knows what they would have named my sister then, but that's what they named her, so they probably would have named me that. If you have a nickname, what is it? I have a ton of nicknames that people have called me. A bunch of variations off my last name. My last name's Gudarelli, so there's been Goody, Goody Monster, Gooder Scooter, Goods. Just a bunch of variations of that. Some people call me Andy before, some people have called me Drew, even though both of those I don't really get a lot. Most people just call me Andrew, my first name. But I do get a bunch of different nicknames, and of course some of you guys know me as Mr. Affleck9916, so there's that nickname as well. So yeah, I have a lot of nicknames. Number 30, question 34, who's your favorite person in the world? I always answered this question in two ways, because I think there's your favorite person in your personal life and your favorite person who's famous. I don't really like to say a favorite person in your personal life, because I have a couple people that, you know, I value in different ways, I guess. So, you know, that's kind of hard. I mean, my best friend, I do have a best friend who I would probably say that she is my favorite person in terms of the people I know in my life, just because we're really just incredibly close. I would say my girlfriend, but I don't have one, so can't go with that right now. Next time I have one, I can go back to that cliche answer. But favorite person who's famous, I mean, that's hard to say as well. I love Bernie Sanders, who I hope he becomes the next president. But, you know, it's hard to say aside from that. I mean, there's a bunch of different categories of people, and it's hard to rank your favorite athlete versus your favorite politician in a way, because they're just so different people. Question number 35, would you rather live in a rural area or in the suburbs? Great question, which I can obviously answer because I talk all the time on this show about how much I do not like the suburbs. They are not proper places to live. I would take a rural area all day, because then at least you don't have the housing plans and the urban sprawl and the traffic and just the crap that's in the suburbs. I prefer the city or inside of a town like Athens, which is a very small city. But I would say at the end of the day, I'd rather live on a farm somewhere. At least have nature around me compared to a housing plan. That would be much better. I could talk about this for 5 episodes straight, so. Question 36, can you whistle? One thing that's interesting is I actually breathe in when I whistle, when pretty much everyone I know ever breathes out. So I guess I whistle wrong. But, you heard it. Question number 38. Oh, shoot! Dang it! I hit that at the wrong time, and I hit the brake for a second, and I got a little red light violation. That's only 60. That's only 60. That one's not a big deal. Luckily, that's hardly any money right there. I think it's like the first time I've ever got one. They go up the more you get them, so I gotta be cautious of that now. I've done a good job avoiding those, but that one just kinda slipped up on me. We'll just ignore that, not a big deal. 37, do you sleep with a nightlight? I have a nightlight that's out in my hallway. It's like in my kitchen, it's actually in my kitchen. And I have it so if I wake up in the middle of the night, need to go to the bathroom, need to get some water, then I have access to it. But I don't have one in my bedroom. That would annoy the heck out of me. I like it very dark when I sleep. I slept with a nightlight until I was probably 10 or 11, 12 years old, and then I couldn't take the light anymore. And then I fell asleep. I think you're supposed to sleep in the dark. I don't understand why people who aren't children, why even children have nightlights. I get that they get scared. It kind of makes sense, but when you're an adult, I mean, maybe it's just because you're used to growing up with it as a kid. Maybe that's why you would have it, but it doesn't make sense to me. And of course, I can see a tiny bit of the nightlights crack in my door because I sleep with my door cracked rather than shut or open. So I guess there's just a slither of light so I can at least see. Which I guess does make sense to have a slither because in real life you would have the moon and the stars, which would give you a slither of light. Less than an actual nightlight would, though. Question number 38. Do you eat breakfast every morning? Of course. Some mornings I do sleep in too late for breakfast. If I wake up at 11, I'll just, eat lunch when I wake up. Or like an hour after I wake up. But if I'm up earlier than that, I always eat breakfast. Question number 39. Do you take any pills or medication daily? No. I do take Flonase for my allergies, though. You spray it up your nose. But I don't take it every day. I just take it, during allergy season. I've taken it, I think, the last 4 days in a row. So there is that, but that's the only thing that I take. It's an interesting question that they put on there because it's kind of a personal question. Here, this one's even more personal. I can't believe they actually put it on there. What medical conditions do you have? I don't really have any medical conditions aside from just getting allergies all the time. I guess, yeah, that's really it. When I was little, I've talked about this a couple episodes ago, how I get nervous tics sometimes. Look at the castle on top of the hill. Look at that. Look at that. I have getting distracted by castles-itis. I have that medical condition. That is stunningly gorgeous. Slovakia. Now after this episode, I really want to go to Slovakia. It has blown me away the last 2 episodes how beautiful it is. This is just truly incredible. Truly incredible. And truly beautiful. But I got nervous tics when I was little, still get them a little bit sometimes, but I know I'm doing it, so it's not really, not really condition, it's just habits. So I guess that could technically be a condition, I don't know. But nothing, I don't really have anything very fortunate about that. I know a lot of my friends who grew up who had, some sort of one problem or another, and I'm fortunate to never really have serious health problems, which is kind of a good thing. Question 41, how many times have you been to the hospital? When I was born, when I got my wisdom teeth out. Obviously, I visited other people in the hospital, but for myself, those 2 times, and I think that's it. I don't think I've ever gone to a hospital before. I've never been like super sick or anything. I don't think so. Maybe when I was little once or twice, but I don't remember. Question 42. This is a stupid question. Have you ever seen Finding Nemo? Have I ever seen the sky? The answer to that is the same as have I ever seen Finding Nemo. Question 43. Where do you buy your jeans? Well, I used to buy them at American Eagle when I was like 12. First off, before I was 13 years old, I refused to wear jeans. I hated them. I wore like sweatpants to school every single day. I don't know why I didn't want to wear jeans. But now I always wear jeans or shorts. I pretty much exclusively wear jeans when it's cold out, though. And I like wearing them. They're comfortable. I used to get American Eagle, then I switched to, I think, buying them at Kohl's. I forgot. I think they were Levi's, and then I did another brand at Kohl's. And now back to American Eagle. Their jeans are really comfortable. They fit really nice. I really like wearing them. Alright, that guy's gonna let me go. Scenic little bridge and village up here, too. Look at that. That's very quaint. Very nice. But anyway, American Eagle. 44. What's the last compliment you got? I cannot think of one. Which I guess shows how crappy I am. Did anyone in my text compliment me on anything today? Actually, you know what? I did get a compliment today, now that I think about it. I had a flight lesson, and my instructor said that I did a 60 speed limit. That's really rare. Wow. Not many 60 speed limits in the game. There seems to be always 50 or 70 or 80. That's a very rare number. But anyway, we did commercial maneuvers today in a short field and soft field landings. And some stalls and all sorts of fun stuff. A couple different takeoffs, practicing the new type of plane I fly where you can put the landing gear up now. And my instructor said that I did fantastic in all of them. He said I pretty much knocked it out of the park, and he was complimenting me on my flying. He said I'm one of the better pilots in the program. I'm just, when it comes to flying skills, I'm just not very good at ground knowledge and studying, which I would agree with. So yeah, that was a compliment on my piloting skills. So I did get one today, now that I think about it. So that's a good question. That's a make you feel good question. 45. Do you usually remember your dreams in the morning? Well, I mean, I remember them when I get up, but after like 10 minutes of being up, I pretty much forget about them. Welcome back to Czech Republic, guys. Crossing the border here into Czech Republic by Slovakia. I really enjoyed the couple episodes that I had driving around your ridiculously beautiful country. That was just unlike anything else I've ever seen. Just stunningly gorgeous. But anyway, I do remember some of them. Interestingly enough, I have some repeating dreams that I can't remember until I have them again. What I gotta do is wake up and then write down my dreams as soon as I wake up. And that way, I'll never forget. I gotta keep my eyes on the road too, rather than the scenery. Because this is a S-curve downhilly road here. So, yeah, that is kind of the thing on dreams. I remember a lot of them, not all of them. But, I mean, I guess you do technically dream every night, I think. You just don't know it when you wake up, so I guess if that's the case, see, I was talking about sleep, and now I'm yawning. That's what talking about sleep will do to you. But if that's the case, less than half the time. But you know, there are a lot of dreams that I remember. Usually, most of my dreams are all around the idea of adventure. I'm always on some sort of adventure. I'm always with people. I'm always doing something interesting. Rather than, you know, I don't really have nightmares much. Occasionally I'll have dreams like someone I'm close to dies or something. Just had one of those dreams a couple weeks ago, I think. That someone like in my family, or someone my family knew died. But those are rare. Usually I would say good dreams to neutral dreams. I don't really have, like, a lot of people always talk about dreams where they're drowning and stuff and just terrible dreams. And I don't really get those, which is fortunate because that would suck if I got like night terrors. I need to move on to the next question because this is making me tired. Let's get distracted again at the scenery. Look at that viaduct with train tracks on top. I wonder if that was an old viaduct back in the day, or if they built that as a train bridge. Gorgeous, though. See, that's another thing. I actually saw a good point in a YouTube video I was watching today. Oh, I'll give you a honk for that. But I saw a good point in a YouTube video I watched today. It was actually talking about, you know, one thing about urban planning is if you're going to build infrastructure, you got to make it look good with the surroundings. If you're just going to build concrete slabs, it's going to be ugly. If you build stuff like that, people will enjoy it, even though it's basically the same thing. Make it look good. People won't matter. People will enjoy it more. Alright, let's slow down for these railroad tracks. Would be nice to have a train cross. That would, give us some entertainment. Look how straight those are. Perfect for high-speed rail, and I think I see a train departing way in the distance. Alrighty. Question number 46. What flavor tea do you enjoy? I love tea. I drink it all the time. Not all the time, but I drink it a decent amount. I like cinnamon in my tea, but I also really like the infused teas. I really like white tea. Infused teas basically being the old-fashioned traditional way of doing tea, rather than a bag you put in. You actually have to pour the water over the spice mixture and then let it like infuse for 5 minutes, and then you pour the water into a glass and drink it. So that's kind of the old-fashioned way of making tea, just letting the water soak in the herbs themselves rather than a tea bag. And those usually taste a lot fresher and a lot better because your herbs and spices are a lot newer and better. So those type of teas I like. In terms of the type itself, I would say, as I said, probably a white tea is my favorite kind of tea. I'm not a huge green tea fan. I think it's okay. Black tea, I mean, I don't like your standard, like, stereotypical strong black tea bag. It's a little too bitter for me. But I would say I like kind of funky teas. I'm a bit of a tea snob in terms of what I like. But I mean, there's not really a bad tea. I mean, maybe the cheap green tea. I would say like the cheap green teas are the only stuff that I won't drink. The cheap black stuff, if I just want a glass or a cup of tea in the morning, I will, you know, enjoy one of those. Put a little honey and sugar in it, and it's a pretty good drink for the morning. So, a couple questions left and 30 minutes left of driving, so this will be perfect. How many pairs of shoes do you currently own? I would say about 15-ish. Around that number, between dress shoes, casual shoes, tennis shoes, all that kind of stuff. Question number 48. Another personal one. What religion will you raise your children to practice? I think children should not be raised in a certain religion. Because it's kind of up to them in terms of what they believe. Rather, belief should not be forced on kids. I don't have a religion myself. My kids aren't going to be raised with one. If they choose to seek something out in their life. Who am I to stop them? I'm just going to raise them to think critically about those type of issues, and you know, not push anything on them. I think that's actually the politically correct answer, even though that's not politically correct to say. But yeah, that's kind of, I could talk about that for a long time if I didn't have 10 minutes left. That could be a whole discussion on my political and religious views, which I'm sure could be controversial and fun. But I've never been asked to talk about it, so if any of you want to hear about it, let me know, and I will answer your questions on those issues, on any issue. How old were you when you found out that Santa isn't real? I'll tell a fun, quick story, because we're almost towards the end of the episode here. My sister and I think I was 12. My sister was 2 years younger than me. She still is, obviously, 2 years younger than me. That wouldn't change. But she was probably like 10 or something like that. What are these guys doing? Are they letting me go? Yes, they are. Okay. Appreciate it. But I started being skeptical about Santa because the idea of like a guy going around the world seemed impossible. And then my sister and I decided to set up trap cameras to try to catch Santa Claus. And we put trap cameras under the table across the hallway from the Christmas tree, and we caught my parents putting presents under the tree. So that's when we found out that Santa Claus is in fact not real. Question number 50. Alright, Ostrava discovered. So we got another city here. This one is a lot more industrial. But question 50. Why do you have a Tumblr? So I guess these questions were originally made for Tumblr. Which kind of makes sense because some of them were kind of Tumblr-y in terms of like teenage pop culture stuff. But I'll change it to why do I have a YouTube? Simply because I enjoy it. I like making videos. I like to talk. I love getting comments. I love interacting with people. I feel like when I'm making these games, when I'm playing these games, you know, it's fun to play by myself, but if I'm talking about it, I would say I have even more fun doing it this way than I do if, you know, I was just playing for myself. I think it makes it feel like it's worthwhile to play video games for hours upon hours. And I really enjoy it. And I enjoy being a part of the community, enjoy making these games. It's not about the views, you know? I mean, I'm 27 episodes into this, they're getting 10 views each, and I'm still doing it just because I enjoy it, you know? And I'm going to keep doing it because I'm going to be playing the game anyway. So it doesn't take much of my time to copy the files and process them in iMovie. That does take a while, but I can just set my laptop aside, and it's not a ton of work, and hopefully the series could blow up in popularity someday. People might discover it, it might get on some blog somewhere, and then it starts to grow, and then it becomes... And then I'm the next Squirrel, or Jeff Favignano. maybe not that extreme. Guys, I think I've actually done it. Which is interesting, because I'm not overthinking it, I've still been talking. Alright. Oh. Don't get it more to the left here. Get it back to the right. So it's not perfect in the spot. But it's much better. Alright, let's stop it. How do we do? Yeah! It's a little crooked. Yeah, it's definitely a bit crooked. Let's see that overhead view. Where is it? Oh, I can't get it. It's a bit crooked, but it's not too bad. And, you know, I actually did a little quicker, so slowly getting a little bit better. Let's go ahead and unload. That finishes the 50 questions, and that finishes the delivery. Let's go ahead and pick our next job and finish off the episode. So where do we want to go next week? I think up to Poland might be the best thing to do. When's this one due? We need to rest. It's due Friday morning, so we could rest in the middle of it. Could go over to Germany, Prague, back there. No need to do that. Worklaw. What about my rest, though? I think that interferes with the rest. When's it due? Thursday at 16:21. Nah, we're not going to do that because rest. Borno, that would be a good one. Could we do 2 hours 31 in the rest, though? We've already done like 6 hours. I think we could make that. That would probably work. That would be a nice short delivery. Katowice, that's a real short one. I like this, because then we can do 2 deliveries in the next one. And that's a close city, too. Maybe there will be one from Katowice back to Borno, and then we could do that in the next episode. Let's do a Katowice one, I think. An hour 30, and we're getting paid 203, so that's pretty good per hour, too. So that'll be the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, though. I want to get to bed because it's getting late, and I don't want to be up too late. making noise. So for now, we'll see you guys next time. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Head into Poland in the next episode. Peace.